everybody, welcome back to Geek Demon Online. I'm your host, the Geek Demon, and this is take 2. Anyway, enough said. I'm going to speed through this intro because this is the second time I'm filming this. I have a habit, Ralph has a habit of not hitting the record button. So we had this interview. It was an awesome interview, and we're going to have it again just for you now. It was for us. Now it's for you. So without any introduction, here's John, Ace and Ace Plowman. John, how you doing?
Just about as good as I was the first time you asked me tonight.
Shut up, mute. And our guest today, who's going to be asked a series of questions, which he already answered, but you don't know that. You don't know the answers. So let's give it up for a local guy, not so local anymore, but a local guy named Christopher James Crammer. Mr. Crammer, welcome again to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back to your first time here.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me a second time.
Yes, this is the first time on this show. The second time. Yeah, we did this. I do this. I won't throw the blame on John. He's just my voice of reason that sits in the corner sometimes unreasonably. But it's me.
I am the peanut gallery.
You forgot a bunch of stuff, though. You did a bunch of stuff in your first intro. Do you want me to do it for you?
Oh, sure. If you want to hit the...
Yeah, you totally forgot about it. Let me try this.
Go ahead. You do my intro.
This is awesome.
All right, guys, we got something really exciting, and we're going to talk a little bit about this being the first and last of something new. The first thing is, this is the first episode of 2022, and that's super exciting. And what's interesting is, I forgot what it's the last of. I guess it would have been the last interview that we did in 2021, right? I screwed up. I did so good. What was the last of?
This is the first episode for 2022, but this is the last episode of technically Geek Demon Online. We are revamping. We're going to have a third host. It's going to be like a whole different ball game. I mean, same concept, just new and approved.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't introduce that part. That would have been.
But no,
really
you did a wonderful job.
No,
I mean, I
really
could just, John, you want to take over the show?
Yeah, what was that about being fired a while ago? Not only did I fire you, I have your replacement.
It has now become Chris Crammer Online.
There you go.
Did so much better. But Mr. Crammer, thank you for coming on our show. Thank you for being a sport and willing to do this round 2, just so we could tell the people at home how awesome you really are.
Because now that we know.
There's a lot of buttering up happening now that it's happening a second time.
It is. There's a lot of me kiss-assing now because I was like, oh my God, I screwed up. So now I'd be like, Mr. Crammer, let's But no, you have a movie that came out on Tuesday, the 20-something, just past 28th of December. Thank you. And I'm all excited for it. It's on Apple TV, I believe.
Mm-hmm. It's on Apple TV. It's on Amazon. It's on Xbox, PlayStation, Vudu. You can get Blu-rays through Amazon. You can get it through cable providers across the US and Canada and the UK. And it's by far the largest release that I've ever had, which is really exciting.
And this movie is called Seance.
The Seance. If you're Googling, there's the in there. That helps
you don't want to get confused with Seance. I don't know. I guess there might be a movie out there called Seance, but there are The Seance.
This is The Seance.
And what has me really excited is that you filmed locally. You are a Cambria County guy?
Yeah, I was born in Johnstown. That's also Cambria County. I grew up
Hold on. You're born in Johnstown. You didn't bring that up the last time.
I did not. I'm sorry.
Get out.
I'm sorry. Interview's over. No, we're Altoona, man.
Altoona, Johnstown beef right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
That was the other side of the county from where I grew up, though. I was just born there. That's just the place with the hospital.
He's like, I'm not taking credit for being in Johnstown. I'm just saying,
no.
Johnstown.
I've done paintball in Johnstown. Yeah. There's a shout out.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, born in Johnstown, raised in Nicktown, went to Northern Cambria High School, and so yeah, I'm a local guy.
And you said you're Evansburg representing, right?
Evansburg representing. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. My family owns the Fairview Bed and Breakfast, which is across from the fairground in Evansburg. So Evansburg is definitely still also a hometown area for me as well.
Right. Now, and before we jump into your movie that just came out called The Seance, not to be mistaken, just The Seance, let's talk about what led you to this movie.
Okay.
John, you had questions, I believe we talked about last time about his
certifications of the combat techniques certifications. Stunt work you were involved with. What got you?
For sure. My world in the arts started, I was 17. I moved from Pennsylvania to New York City, and I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. I was part of their studio program, which is film and theater, and that started my stunt work career as well. Through AMDA, I was able to get my certifications through the Society of American Fight Directors, which is essentially a overseeing organization to make sure that all stunt work is done safely. They give out certifications to say that this person understands how to do this type of stunt without hurting themselves or those around them. There's a couple different organizations around the world that hand out these certifications, but mine was through the SAFD. I was certified in a variety of weapons, unarmed, quarterstaff, broadsword, rapier dagger, and then one of my first jobs out of school was I went to work at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. What's kind of cool about the PA Ren Fair is they have a pro cast. So they have I always hated that name that they called it, the pro cast. So they have two casts. They have a pro cast that they hire trained actors and stuff coming from New York and around the US. And then they have a lot of locals that are finding out if they want to take that leap, and they sign up as well. And through the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, I started doing high falls, which was super awesome. I was doing one of their stunt shows where I was doing a regular 2-story fall into like 18 inches of water, which is crazy. And then I would also do up to 3-story high falls there as well. And then worked up and down the East Coast doing stunt work for a number of years for both theater, film, and commercial. I was doing wire work for Burlington Coat Factory commercials and a whole bunch of different things.
They're more than just coats, you know.
It's a terrible segue, Ken.
So that's my artistic background. Was I moved from actor to stuntman, and then with a really cool company called Impulse FX out of Philadelphia, I moved behind the camera and started doing more directing and cinematography, and then moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, Los Angeles, where I just started working as a cinematographer and a director full time. And yeah, I've been doing that now 11 years that I've been in Los Angeles working full time as a filmmaker.
That's epic.
And I'm sure your body appreciates that after the years of the stunt work. Finally, like,
Yeah.
how about we stay vertical?
I'm curious now, because this wasn't, again, this might be take 2, but I'm bringing up stuff that I didn't even hear about the first time around. Okay. What stunts did you have to do for Burlington Coat Factory?
Yeah, hold up on that.
So they had this back to school commercial. I have tried to bury this. This is funny that I actually brought this up.
Digging it up.
I did this back to school commercial where, and this is like a 3-day shoot, and they sent me out to like a special day of rehearsals and rigging because they like shut down a New York City street, and it's supposed to be these guys getting into a club, right? And they're all wearing Burlington Coat Factory clothes, but I'm there in like a 70s leisure suit, and I look I just look ridiculous. And I get to the front of the line, and because I'm not in Burlington Coat Factory clothes, it's like this little tiny, almost dressed as like a dominatrix, like bouncer. This little girl like picks me up and like superhero throws me out of line.
Nice.
Needed.
And they had to shut down the street. They brought in a crane. They had me hooked up to wires because it's like they just throw you, you know. And yeah, so that was my Burlington Coat Factory stunt, was their back to school, where I was the only one not in cool clothes.
Well, that's what happens when you're not with the times. You get
Yeah.
yeeted. You step
That's
up to the
right.
plate. You're out of here. But so you go from Burlington Coat Factory getting tossed around like a rag doll to now you're a director. You're in California. You're making it big. I mean, slow steps. You had short videos, if I'm right.
For sure. And every project I'm doing is definitely a stepping stone getting to the next one. Like, it all started with short films. I was talking about that Impulse FX. They had a really cool group called the Directors Collective. And it was a bunch of directors that got together, and you'd work on your buddy's project, and they'd also hire you out to do commercials and stuff like that. And I got to do my first short film there with them, and I fell in love with it. And then started doing more shorts with friends. I was doing shorts with friends back in Pennsylvania a number of years ago. And then when I moved to Los Angeles, started getting into bigger projects because I had friends working on bigger projects. And all of a sudden I was a sponge trying to learn as much as I can, jumping from set to set. And went from short films. A few years ago, I did my first feature-length film that had a much larger audience. It was still self-distribution, but it was definitely streamed over 100,000 times, which is really cool, and got fans and people followed. Some of my investors for the seance came from my first film, which was a no-budget feature. We shot it for less than $10,000 called Stay. Then 3 years later, we started working on the seance, which is a much larger budget. It's still what's considered a SAG ultra low budget feature, which means it's made for under $250,000, but it is still like, it's a real movie. We have distribution. We had actors flying in from all around the world. It's available in so many places. So it's like these stepping stones are definitely getting bigger and bigger. And I'm already, even though my film, The Seance, has only been out for 2 days, I'm already talking to people about what's next and what are we going to make and how's it going to be bigger than the last one.
And that's how you got to do, man. You got to just keep progressing.
For sure.
Speaking of progression, you had a short film not too long ago. Before we get into the seance, because I want to talk to you about this movie that just came out. But I want the fans to know who exactly Crammer is. Christopher James Crammer is. So you are not just playing around. It's not just a guy who's making short films and saying, hey, look at my video. You just had a short film go through a 48-hour process of making it, creating it and stuff. And got accolades from the Russo brothers?
Yeah. I was just sorry, I'm trying to think how to start this sentence. During COVID, a lot of the bigger companies that are out there started doing community outreach things, which was really cool. I won an international competition through Adorama for the best composite photography, which is also really cool because Adorama is a huge equipment company. So that was like another company that was doing artist outreach during the pandemic. And Agbo, which is run by the Russo brothers, started a new film festival called No Sleep Till Film Fest. And it is a 48-hour film race where you get a prompt at the beginning. You have 48 hours to put a short film through pre-production, production, post-production, get it ready and send it off. I'm a big fan of these film races. I feel like they force you to be creative. A lot of people get kind of like the creative, they'll stall out. Whereas these film festivals, you just have to go and trust your instincts. And my team put together a short film called Another Go. And out of 700 submissions, many of them international, many of them with much better equipment and much larger budgets, out of 700 submissions, we placed in the top 10. And it was really cool because the Russo brothers actually, they tweeted and they Instagram storied about our film. You can watch the film on the Agbo YouTube channel. And it was really great getting recognition from people that I look up to as filmmakers. It was just a great experience.
And that's 48 hours. I'm going to elaborate on this. 48 hours to come up with a cast, come up with the story, to come up with the crew, to film it, to edit it. I can't do this show in 48 hours. It's only like an hour long, usually episode, but 48 hours to get all that done. I'm just like,
yeah, where does your thought process go for that to even get kickstarted?
A lot of the time for this, it's just like assembling your core team. I did this particular film race with a good buddy of mine, James Donovan, who also did the color in the seance. He's our colorist. And finding those creatives that you trust, I think, is a huge advantage to coming up with anything like this. Like, you really have to find people that you can, like, I need you to take care of this, and then turn your back and you know that they are taking care of it. And that, I think, is key to making anything good in that short amount of time, is just having creatives that you believe in as much as they believe in you.
Yeah, with that short amount of time, you need to have a trustworthy, like, group of people, so that way like, we're getting it done in how it's supposed to be, like how you envision, like, go,
For sure.
And with that said, I want to bring us back to the seance now.
Yeah.
Because that's why you're here. I said it the last interview we had. The first interview we had, the second to last. You're a couple weeks late. This wall was nothing but horror movies. I am a horror fanatic. Like, I eat, sleep, drink, defecate, sometimes regurgitate, sometimes whatever I can do else beyond that. Horror. I love horror movies. So when I got a call out from Casey on chat, he's like, "Hey, Ken Bouchard." I was like, "Who's this Chris guy? Who's this Chris guy?" And then when I saw it was a horror movie, I was like, "Ooh, this tickles my fancy just a little bit." So, yeah. But yes, you said it's going to be on DVD, or it is on DVD.
Yep.
What distributions? I mean, you said Amazon. What else?
So right now, I did get messages from Gravitas Ventures, who is doing our distribution, that they are still working out some things with supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
But I know right now that you can order it via Amazon. I know that soon you're also going to be able to get it from Walmart, Target, Best Buy. It's a fairly broad release.
That's big news.
Yeah, and it's the first one that I've ever experienced like that. I was super excited. Like, day one, my movie came out, and it was like I immediately went to my Xbox, because that's where I buy and rent movies, and was able to watch it on my Xbox. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at the other platforms, and I was able to go to Amazon and order my movie on Blu-ray, which is it was special. I don't know where I was going, but it was. Oh man, I'm going to sound so cheesy. It was a little bit of a dream come true. Like, I've never experienced that before. And it was the fact that I'm going to get this Blu-ray in the mail that has my name on it is a little surreal.
Directed by Chris Crammer.
James
Crammer. Yeah, that right there would blow my mind, let alone the fact that it's now on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like, I did this. So I can only imagine, like, the excitement when you get it in your hands, the excitement you're gonna have.
I'll take a photo and I'll tag you.
You're gonna have to be like, look what I got, type deal. But I will definitely be ordering one here within the next day or two, because it's gonna go right in my horror collection. I am going to give it a scrutinized eye. I'm going to scrutinize this whole thing. I will give it an honest review, so you better watch out. You better not cry You better not pout, and I'm telling you why.
He might when he finds out you do watch him while he's sleeping.
Yeah. Like, you're watching while I'm sleeping. I'm going to cry just a little bit. That's creepy as F. I mean, but no, I will be giving it an honest review on my show, but I guarantee it's going to be exciting because it's horror. It's not bloody horror. That's what we talked about earlier. It's
Right.
psychological horror, which is number one. I love bloody. I love gory. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather the whole like Jesus like type thing, like surprise element.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of that. I think it has something for horror fans of like different sizes. Like I think non-horror fans and horror fans alike will enjoy this because it's a situation where it has some really good scares in there. It's got some really fast-paced things in there, and because it is a film about somebody trying to debunk somebody hosting a seance, it has a really good commentary on what it is, what makes a good supernatural film as well. That's the part that I'm actually really interested to hear your piece about whenever you do this review. Is there is an internal commentary about the genre happening during the film.
Yeah. That's all nice and fine and dandy. But you just said you're picking on me because of my size.
No,
I
he
don't
was
know.
using us as a scale.
It's like,
Big horror,
don't use
big
me as a
horror
scale,
fan,
okay?
little horror fan.
Don't use
You
me
look
as a
super
scale.
tiny on Zoom, dude. I don't know what you're all in your head
I'll take
about.
it because I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
You fit in this 18-inch screen,
Yeah.
dude. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
I
skinny
see
here.
shoulders and a face. I think you've got some issues you need to work out, but I think you look great.
Well, when you
Oh, he
said
needs
the
to work
size
out,
of,
but it's not-
the size of a horror fan, I was like, wait a minute now. I'm about the biggest horror fan you're going to find, both figuratively and mentally. Like the camera's a wonderful thing. You should know this. You should know this as a director. The camera's a wonderful thing. From here up, I look about, I don't know, a good 200, give or take. We'll say maybe 250. From here down is where all my weight is. But no, I was just picking on you. That just the wording. I was just like, what is he talking about?
I've got thick
The weight-
skin. You're fine.
The weight of the size of a super fan or whatever. But yeah.
So how did the seance like? How did the seance fall into your lap? How did that get?
So the seance started as a buddy of mine, RJ Buckley. He's a writer. He's worked primarily in like the commercial field for a number of years through a production company called Hungry Man here in Los Angeles. And he's penned a ton of features. He's working with a...
Shut up, John.
I didn't throw that in for you.
I just
Go
took
for
it
a
and ran
Hungry
with
Man.
it.
Right about now.
So he's penned a lot of features and he's working with a lot of directors, and he wrote this one and he hit me up and he's like, hey, I feel this is up your alley. It's something that you could pull off. And would you read the script and give me your thoughts? And this would have been super early 2019, maybe even late 2018. And I read the script, immediately hit him back up, and I was like, hey, this checks a lot of boxes for me. It's, indie friendly, but it's in genres I want to work in, and it's something I could shoot back in Pennsylvania in my hometown area and utilize a lot of those local connections and mix in, the professionals that I've met along the way with a lot of these locals that I've been working with and known for a number of years who could really step up and kill it in a feature film like this. So we ran with it from there. So I immediately started talking to some of the investors that I had been talking to. I immediately started talking to some of the key cast members and getting my team together, getting my producing partner, Julia Sean, with me. And we just started hammering it out. So if that would have been early 2019, we were filming in December of 2019 back in Evansburg.
Wow, that not too long ago.
No. And actually, we got really lucky. We just beat the pandemic. There's this pandemic thing. Have you heard of it?
It's something going around. I mean, I haven't checked the news lately, but I've heard people talking.
So we got really lucky that we shot in 2019 because we were going to push to 2020. If we would have done that, the film would have never been made. We did have pickups that we were supposed to film in Los Angeles. Pandemic came along. Those pickups got canceled. We ended up with one of our lead actresses is Australian. She was stuck in Australia for over a year because of the pandemic. She couldn't get a flight back to the States, so those pickups went to the wayside. But the film is still complete. We were able to make it work without those pickups. Super excited for like all of it coming together.
Okay, I was waiting. I'm like,
sorry. I know. I the first interview went real well, and now,
Right?
now
Yeah, we were all on our game first time. Now,
again,
weren't we?
it's all
I'm
it's all,
tripping over my words.
It's all Ralph and John's fault.
I'm excited is the wrong word. I'm just very happy that we got it in when we had the opportunity.
Yes.
Because if we would have waited until 2020, it would have never happened, and I wouldn't be on this show talking about a movie that.
No, you'd probably still be waiting to film.
Yeah, because
At
it's
this point.
you can't get insurance on a lot of indie things.
Now, you said you shot back in hometown of Evansburg area, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Here, you used local talent as well as talent abroad.
For sure.
I know, like you had this guy named Garrett. If my last name right?
Zach Garrett, yeah.
Zach Garrett. He's from Australia, but you also used local talents to fill in gaps, right? Like, how was
Yeah.
that?
It was great, and I actually think everybody gained from that because it's we have Zach Garrett who's on the set of Occupation and Occupation 2. He's out on working on something that is, I think, like a $15 to $20 million budget, and he's doing this big blockbuster in Australia, and then he's flying from the sandy beaches of Australia in December to nothing but snow in Pennsylvania. Like, he was so excited about how hard everybody was everybody was working very hard because everybody was there to make something.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't always happen in the corporate structure of film. A lot of people are there to make their paycheck or to get their rent and things like that. It's a lot of the passion can leave some of these bigger productions. So for him, he was really excited at how excited all the locals were. And for the locals, it was a great chance for them to flex while working next to people who are doing this every day. And our locals killed it. In front of the camera, we had Scott Getz, who is a local artist who works a lot with Crescent Lake Playhouse. We had Bronwyn Katdare. I really hope I got her last name right. I struggled with it the first time. I still don't know if I'm saying it right, but she was absolutely fantastic in it. Paul Douglas Newman, who's out of Johnstown, was phenomenal. Like the locals that we had, right? Paul Newman. The locals that we had working on it did so well. And that's in front of the camera. We also had locals behind the camera. Nicholas Lansbury, who is an old friend of mine, he came out as my DIT. Louis Messina, who's another Cambria County guy, he came out and worked all month as my grip. Jason Bollinger, who lives out in Nicktown and is an artist as well, he came out and was one of my camera operators. So it's like we had locals filling in. I don't want to call them gaps, but they were standing shoulder to shoulder with a lot of the pros that I'm working with who are working every day. And it was nice because it was like Jason Bollinger is a camera operator out of Pennsylvania, but he's working with, Julius Sean, who's our director of photography and one of our producers. And he's working with him, and Julius is working every day in this industry. So it's like a lot of that camaraderie was really refreshing and really nice to see on set because everybody was really happy about the mix of people. And we were in a situation where we were filming at the Fairview Bed and Breakfast, which my mother owns and operates, but a lot of our cast and crew were also staying there. So it was almost like a super weird artsy summer camp.
Right.
Like everybody was coming together. During our downtime, Jason Bollinger, who has a degree in classical music, he'd bring out his guitar and he'd be playing classical guitar on our breaks, serenading people who came from Los Angeles. And it's really fun seeing those two worlds melt together because a lot of people locally from Pennsylvania don't think that is a real job or a real option in life. Whereas the people that I brought out are, and myself is a demonstration of, the arts are hard. I don't know if I'm saying I recommend it, but if you can't be happy doing anything else, then you can be successful.
It's definitely something, if you're locally, at least, I mean, going by my experience as well as like other locals, it's something that like you took the leap. We talked about it earlier. You took the leap and went from here to New York to pursue this.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people have that opportunity. And I mean, they're talented people, talented artists, be it actors, writers, cameramen, or actually, what do they call them? Filmographers, but just cameramen. Any kind of art you could think of around here locally. There's a lot of talent, and they just don't have the means to get it out there.
Yeah.
They don't have that ability to take that leap. I mean, I'll call it as it is. We're in a poor community. Like it's not a rich area.
For sure.
So when something like you come along, like your company, your movie, your actors that you brought in, and you got this opportunity, that gives a lot of opportunity for locals to shine where they need to shine.
Yeah.
And I think that is awesome. I think that is great. That's almost like you giving back to your community, like giving back to those that were, I should say, not are, but were in your shoes.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, when I was 17, I was moving to New York City, and I'm talking to like my advisors in high school who are like, you are making a mistake. And I'm talking to like my parents who were supportive. I don't know if they ever really understood me, but they were still supportive. Like they let me go. And I definitely am working with and talking to locals right now who want to be involved with the next production. And I'm constantly hearing, I was like, this is what I wanted to do, but I was told I needed to get a real job. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for me because I'm like, your parents are a little right. It's not easy. It's gonna hurt for a long time. But I think it goes back to what I said earlier, where it's like, I couldn't be happy doing anything else. So I am in this industry. If you are someone who is like that, I want you to know that it is not impossible. Like the area makes it sound like it is. Mm-hmm. You may not be, I don't want to be the greatest director of all time, but I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with the greats. Like you might not be the best of all time at anything, but you can definitely be successful in this industry, and you can definitely have a blast doing it, and you can definitely make a living doing it. And I don't think that's something that a lot of locals understand. And
I mean, some of them do, some of them don't. Like I said, it's the opportunity.
For sure.
And the closest you get here is like 5-hour, 10-hour drives. What is it? Like Georgia. Georgia does a lot of filming.
Yep.
New York. But
like Pittsburgh's actually growing. Pittsburgh's getting much, much bigger. That's the good thing. Some
stuff I see. I just realized that, like, Pittsburgh is growing in like the filming, getting a little bit of here, there, like of short films, bigger films. There was one of the Dark Knight movies, actually.
Yep.
It was the first one.
The one with Bane, I think, in it. Wasn't it Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Amongst other films. So like, yeah, we're Pennsylvania slowly getting the arts. it's just we got a lot of artistic people that don't have those opportunities, So
for sure.
It's great. It's great that you came back and you were like, hey, I want locals. I want people to mingle here. I want to give them the opportunity. And now, not only did you give them an opportunity, but you gave them an opportunity to be in a horror movie.
Yeah. And a horror movie that they can go and buy at Walmart.
Yeah, and they could be like, dude, check it out. Because that's what I do. If I get to be in a movie, I don't want to get, I don't care about SAG or all that happy horse crap. I want just a copy of the movie that I was in. That way I could be like, dude, bucket list. Check. There it is. I was in this thing here. I don't even have a movie to hold up. I was in this movie. So yeah, I can only imagine some like the day that they get the DVD. A lot of locals are going to probably be like, dude.
And they should be
As they
proud.
should.
This is
Yeah.
this is something they should talk about.
Now, the seance. It's what 80 something minutes long.
It's 80 minutes without credits, 82 minutes with credits.
Well, you got to add the credits. I mean,
Yeah, watch it till the end.
what?
Right?
It's not a Marvel film, guys. We're not going to get like a special end credit like
Or are we?
continuation here. I mean, it's not something to sit
We're
there
not,
and be
are
like,
we? Do
But I
we?
No,
mean-
there's no end credits.
But
scene.
watch the credits because you might see a friend of yours. If you're local, you might be like, hey, I know that person.
That's true.
Absolutely.
We even normally you don't put the extras in the credits,
Yeah.
just because big films have hundreds or thousands of them. But we even put all the extras in because we did have one day where we needed a lot of people to come and be, spirits of the house. And
I want to be a spirit of a house.
dude, I'm sad that I'm just meeting you now.
I'm going to be a spirit of this house. This house is going to be the death of me. But no, dude, this is awesome. I advise anybody who's watching this, go to Amazon. If you don't want the physical copy, you don't have to get the physical copy because
No.
it's also on digital. You can get it almost everywhere. He says, at least in the future here, almost everywhere because of distributions. We're really good at it. But go see this movie. I will be seeing it. I will be giving you guys a full-on review of it in the future. I want to thank you for not only coming on our show, but redoing the show,
but staying for the second round.
staying for round 2, the Electric Boogaloo. That was Ralph's bad. I'm not taking blame. This is my show, okay? I am not taking blame. This is either John's fault or Ralph's fault. That's all I'm saying. Ralph is my guy who does.
Oh man, talent talks the same way whether they're in Los Angeles or Pennsylvania. This is somebody else's fault.
Somebody else's fault.
Where's my water? I want an Avion. I don't know. I gotta be a diva.
All blue
Avion
M&Ms.
now, or is it like Voss or whatever? I don't know. Whatever the fancy
Voss.
water is. Fancy water.
What's the sparkling soda everybody's into?
Oh, LaCroix. I want a
Yeah.
LaCroix. Get me a LaCroix, you knave. That's you, John. But yeah, and
That's
I
Lord
wanna-
Knave to you.
Yeah, Lord Knave. I forgot you got that Lord title now.
You better recognize.
But
I do want to before we
Go
air
ahead,
off.
go ahead,
Dan,
go ahead,
Before
go
we
ahead.
air off,
I
there was
quit.
one thing that we really didn't talk about the entire time we talked about the seance.
Now, is this
And
both
that
round 1
was-
and 2?
Yes. Well, no, we talked about it in round 1.
Okay, go ahead. Round 2. Fight.
This log line of the seance. Like I said, I'm not a horror person per se.
Mhm.
Ken
Oh,
has
you're
turned me
pretty
on
scary.
to. But I mean, Ken has turned me on to quite a few different
Ooh.
films through the genre over the past couple months. This log line though, I'm gonna go ahead and read it out.
Yeah,
A
your
YouTube
turn.
famous paranormal debunker attends an infamous medium seance in an effort to expose his charlatan ways. During the evening, she discovers this haunted house's occupants will do whatever it takes to avoid the limelight. Now, not being a horror person, I'm already immediately drawn in by the YouTube debunker of the, you know what I mean? So while Ken is watching this to critique it and get back to you on the horror part of it, I would like to watch this and get back to you on the critiquing of the horror from a non-horror fan's point of view.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for both of your reviews for that reason, because it is a thing where. So the film's been out for 2 days. We've already gotten our first critics review, which is Film Threat,
Right.
which gave us an 8 out of 10, which is
Nice.
so much better than I expected. Because it's one of those, I look at this film every day for 2 years, and I'm ready to be done with it. So the fact that people like it is insane to me and also really cool.
He's like, I was shooting for a 6, but I got an 8. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was like bare minimum. I was like, just don't let it be below a 6. Don't let it be below a 6. And we got an 8 out of 10. And one of the things that they talk about is how we take a practical approach to kind of reverse engineering a seance and being like, how can we poke holes in this? And then what is this guy's answer? And I think that's what people like you, John, are really going to like is the fact that this is being analytical. This is a commentary on what this world is, but also still having fun and making sure it's got its good ride elements and making sure that it's got its good scares. I think it reaches a much broader audience than just somebody who is a straight up horror fan. I think you're going to enjoy it as well.
Great. Awesome.
Well, the heat is on now because you got 2 critiques coming.
Yeah.
From a horror aspect and a non-horror aspect.
Yeah, but I can't do reviews, so I'm just going to block you and never talk to you again. So you guys have fun.
He's like, well, I just did the show. Once I'm done the show, I'm not talking to you guys ever again. It's done. It's over.
Hey, out of my Zoom, out of my hands, baby.
You guys made me do this. You guys made me do this interview twice. We're done. That's one too many. But no, do you have anything else, John?
No, I am golden. I do want to thank Christopher James Crammer for jumping on with us and hanging out. We appreciate you and everything you're doing with the. I know you just said you didn't like it, the Procast and the I guess Amcast mixed together.
There's got to be a better term for it,
right.
like
mixed cast. Just mixed cast. Mixed cast.
I appreciate the fact that that you're looking out that way for the little guys kind of thing. For those that don't get that chance to make that leap or don't see the opportunities that may or may not be in front of them.
Yeah.
So
and
again,
people
kudos
watch
to you.
This movie locally. They should watch it for those locals because they do a great job. And I know it's one of those things where it's like, I get it. And indie film is totally like gambling a night. And even more so when you hear, oh, well, Joe from up the street was in this movie that's on Amazon. You're immediately like, yeah, I'm not watching that.
Right.
But you should watch it to support these guys because they're good in it. And we are operating at a quality that is high enough to be appreciated.
Yes. Yes, because I did see I don't think it's a trailer. I think it's like a first look you have available that I saw.
I sent you guys the first look because it talks about the process a lot more than I'm a local guy. But all of the sites that are currently carrying the film also have the trailer for the film on there.
All right, and I'm probably going to have the trailer on here to show people,
sure.
So they can be like, "Well, I'm not." We're going to see the trailer. I'm going to get the trailer on here. Ralph's going to get the trailer on here so we can show you guys exactly why we're hyped up for this movie. Because the first look of it, I was just like, ooh, this seems really good. Like it's the editing, the filming for an independent film. I was just like, this is really good. That's why I can't wait to see the movie. And that's why I want to critique the movie because you got me hooked. You got me hooked, Mr. Crammer.
All right.
And I hope we got you guys hooked. One thing we didn't talk about, and I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm hoping we'll have you back on, is that you have a future endeavor coming up. A newer movie, bit of horror as well.
Yeah.
What was it called? Pass It Along or
Best to Share.
Best to Share. And one of those, like, Pass the Dutchie or whatever it is, Pass It Along. It was Best to Share.
Yeah.
Right?
See, you lost your exclusive. I talked about it in the last podcast. I don't know if now I don't.
Well, I'm still going to take this as an exclusive. We're
expose?
talking about it. We're talking about it now, and when it comes out, when this Mr. Crammer here, this guy here who has made Pennsylvania proud, when it comes out, hopefully we'll get him on before the movie debuts.
Yeah.
So we could hype it up to, the millions and millions of non-viewers. But I want to thank you once again, Mr. Crammer, for coming on. It has been a blessing. It's been fun. Thank you again. John, you said you're done?
I'm good, brother. I appreciate you, Christopher, stopping in with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to be back with you again, bud. So
yes, and we appreciate you. Guys, again, check it out. I will have some links posted. You can buy it on Amazon. You can rent it. You can download it. Any which way you like to get your movies, be it pandemic or not, you go see this movie. It's a well worth watch. You'll see the trailer down here. Until next time, Mr. Crammer, thank you for joining us. This is Geek Demon Online, the final Geek Demon Online, but we will be back next week. Just a different setup. So stay tuned and stay freaky.
I'm the Ace of Knaves. Stay geeky.
And that's Mr. Crammer, and he says,
stay geeky.
Stay you. Stay blue. Stay true. Thank you. And you guys have a wonderful time. Peace.
Everyone, without breaking the circle, just move your knees out of the way.
The table's on wheels.
Yes it is, because it used to scratch my hardwood floor when this would happen.
The moment that you started accepting money for duping people in mourning and became a professional spiritualist, you entered the realm of the skeptic.
Are there more than one of you present?
Yeah, none of it's ghosts.
Oh, some of it's ghosts. I don't really care if people think I'm a fraud.
Well, I would.
Sorry, are my scary stories getting to you?
As a man of science, explain to me how a non-physical entity is lighting all these candles and building pyramids out of chairs. Why do you have the knife again?
I did it once.
I'm Andy Myers of Fact, Fiction and Folklore, and I'm scared. Now just open the door. Nate!
Nate!
Seriously!